Hi friends, welcome to English Study Point. Today in this video lecture, I am going to discuss another question related to this topic called life narratives. So here is the question: how do life narratives bring out experiences of marginalized people? Give examples. So here is the answer. Life narratives are personal accounts that chronicle an individual's experiences, thoughts, and emotions over time. This means life narratives are stories about a person's life, including their experiences, feelings, and thoughts as they grow. They reflect broader social context, allowing marginalized voices to express their unique perspectives, share struggles, and highlight cultural histories. So these stories show the bigger picture of society, giving a platform to people who are often overlooked so they can share their views, hardships, and cultural backgrounds. Through storytelling, these narratives can challenge stereotypes, raise awareness, and foster empathy. This means by sharing these stories, they can break false images of people, increase understanding of their situations, and help others feel compassion for their struggles. Sally Morgan explores her Aboriginal roots, emphasizing the importance of cultural identity in the narrative. This means Sally Morgan looks into her Aboriginal background and shows how important it is to understand one's cultural identity. For example, Connection to Land tells the relationship between Aboriginal people and their traditional lands. This means the idea of connection to land here explains how Aboriginal people feel deeply connected to their ancestral lands. Sally reflects on her mother's experiences and how they shape her understanding of her identity. This means Sally thinks about what her mother went through and how those experiences help her understand who she is. She discusses the impact of colonization on her family's history and emotional health. This means that she talks about how colonization affected her family's past and their emotional well being. Morgan shares personal stories of racism faced in society, showcasing the daily realities of Aboriginal individuals. This means Morgan tells her own stories of facing racism, showing what Aboriginal people deal with every day. She highlights the broader systematic issues affecting Aboriginal communities. This means that she points out larger problems in society that impact Aboriginal communities as a whole. Sally narrates her struggle with her mixed heritage and the quest for acceptance. So, here Sally shares her challenges related to having mixed heritage and her desire to be accepted by others. She discusses the importance of community ties in forming her identity. So she talks about how connections with her community help shape her sense of self. Narratives describe personal challenges and triumphs, showcasing strength in the face of adversity. So her stories show both the difficulties she faces and the successes she achieves, which highlights her resilience in this aspect. She discusses the importance of cultural practices and the resurgence of Aboriginal identity. So, here she emphasizes how cultural traditions are vital and how Aboriginal identity is becoming stronger again. She explores how education acts as a tool for empowerment amidst social barriers. She describes the importance of passing down cultural knowledge within families and communities. So here this line means that Sally examines how education can empower individuals despite the challenges posed by society, and also she highlights how sharing cultural knowledge between family members and within communities is important for keeping traditions alive. Sally's journey of understanding her Aboriginal identity reflects a broader narrative of self discovery. So, here, Sally's exploration of her Aboriginal identity is part of a larger story about finding oneself. She emphasizes how art and storytelling serves as a means of personal and collective expression. So, here she highlights the importance of art and storytelling in expressing individual feelings and shared cultural experiences. Morgan delves into historical injustices faced by Aboriginal peoples, providing context to her personal narrative. So, here Morgan discusses the historical wrongs done to Aboriginal people to help explain her own life story. She discusses the effects of government policies on Aboriginal families and their legacies. This means here she examines how government actions have impacted Aboriginal families and their ongoing effects. Morgan's narrative illustrates the intersections of race, gender, and class in her life experiences. She highlights how various identities compound experiences of marginalization. This particular line showcases us that her story shows how different aspects of her identity, like race, gender, and social class, are interconnected in her experiences. And also, she points out that having multiple identities can lead to greater experiences of being marginalized or ignored in society. Here we come to understand another point. She explores the relationship between Sally and her mother as a lens to understand cultural heritage. This means she examines how Sally's bond with her mother helps to reveal their cultural background. She, through her work, illustrates how her mother's parenting affected her worldview and sense of identity. So, this means that she shows how her mother's way of raising her shaped how she views the world and who she is. Sally uses her narrative to challenge stereotypes, assert the validity of Aboriginal experiences. The narrative raises awareness about the struggles of Aboriginal people. So, here we get to understand that Sally tells her story to confront common misconceptions and affirm the importance of Aboriginal experiences. And also, her story helps people understand the challenges faced by Aboriginal individuals. She discusses the wisdom and support provided by community among elders in shaping her identity and knowledge. This means she highlights how guidance from older community members helped form her sense of self and understanding. She highlights shared experiences and the powerful bond of community among marginalized individuals. This means she emphasizes the common experiences and strong connections among people who are marginalized in society. She explores the unique experiences of Aboriginal women and their roles in sustaining cultural practices. This means the focus is on the special roles that Aboriginal women play in keeping their cultural traditions alive. Morgan addresses gender based expectations within her community and society at large. This means she discusses the roles and expectations placed on women in both her community and the wider society. It discusses the spiritual aspects of Aboriginal culture and their significance in her life. So, the text talks about the spiritual beliefs in Aboriginal culture and their importance to her personal life, and also it illustrates how cultural practices provide healing and a sense of belonging. This means it shows that engaging in cultural traditions helps people heal and feel connected to their community. It emphasizes the importance of passing cultural knowledge to future generations. It ends on a hopeful note about the future and the potential for recognition and respect for Aboriginal people. So, this particular work or text stresses the need to teach cultural practices and knowledge to younger generations. And also, we see that the end of this text or work is so much optimistic, which suggests that there is hope for greater respect and acknowledgement of Aboriginal people in the future. Then, with this video lecture ends here. Hope this video lecture will help you in your exams. Thank you.